Now then, welcome back to the Gaming Pantry. This is the Retro Bear welcoming you to another pickups video. Yeah, I'm going to do some for quite some time, and then all of a sudden two come along at once. They're like buses. Anyway, hope you're well. Let us address the game in the room first of all, shall we? And what we're watching here, this was actually requested by somebody or suggested to me. That it might be a good idea to have a demo mode of a Madden game running in the background after my last video. So, in response to that, give the people what they want. We always like to do that. So we have here Madden 93 on the Super Nintendo. We have a game between the San Francisco 49ers of 1992 and the San Francisco 49ers of 1984. Oh, interception. Great time to join it. So there we go, running in the background, 0-0, as you can see at the moment. But yeah, so Madden 93. Because season starts this weekend, so college started last weekend, NFL starts this weekend, so getting in the mood for that. As we devote all my run time to. Anyway, enough American football talk. Hello, welcome back to Pickups. Yeah, so not an awful lot to show you, but I've been a little busy. One purchase from Amazon as a recommendation. And then another stuff I've got from eBay. Don't do a lot of eBaying, do very little eBaying in all fairness. But I've got a nice little bundle of 8-bit stuff, yes, because you know how much I love my 8-bit, especially at the moment. So we'll show you those. Not a huge amount here, but a cracking price. And definitely the sort of thing that I've been looking into and trying to get hold of quite recently. So it sort of falls in very nicely with that. Anyway, let's talk about the Amazon pickup. Recommended by Howard Games. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. Mark, thank you very much indeed for your post in one of our groups recommending this game, which went on Amazon at a $5, and I have been looking at it, but not on the system I got it for. I've been looking for it on the Xbox One. But this came up and Mark said it was at a great price, and I know quite a couple of us sort of went out and bought it. So I picked this up. Not for me though, I picked it up for Mrs. Bear because I thought she might quite like this. It's being a big fan of the franchise, and it is Star Wars Squadrons, which doesn't have the disc in because she's playing it at the moment. Well, not at this moment in time, but she's playing it. But yeah, she was quite enjoying that the other day. We haven't got the VR, which is a bit of a shame because it is VR compatible. But I'm sure it'll be very good in VR because a friend of ours came round last week while we were off work, and she brought her Oculus 2 round with her. Oh, never played on an Oculus before. Very, very limited experience with VR gaming as well, but my goodness me, that was brilliant. We played the Star Wars game. We played, what else we played? Is it Jack Wick? John Wick, not Jack Wick. I'm getting Jack Reacher and John Wick confused. John Wick game, which is like a shooter, which is really good. And there's a golf game as well, which is fantastic, which I really did enjoy playing. But yeah, just great to play something like that. But I never played a VR game properly. I tell you something, if you've never tried it before, you don't suffer from the old motion sickness. It's definitely worth a go. Not a cheap beta kit, about 400 quid. But this was just brilliant. It was really bizarre, especially playing in that, looking at your hands and where things are and around you. And this bit of the Star Wars game where you actually get boarded by a couple of stormtroopers and an Imperial officer, and they walk up to you. It's like right there. It's like, whoa, hang on a second, son, back off. I say, back off. You know what I mean? It's really, really intense. So if you've never had a chance to do it, that's how you don't suffer from illness from it. Definitely worth a go. But yeah, I'm not sure how PlayStation VR plays. Whether it's any different, or I don't know. But yeah, so pick that up for a few quid. Very, very cheap. Nice little game to add to that one as well. So I think it is on Game Pass, so I might get it that way. But yeah, really, Mrs. Bears really enjoyed playing that one. Quite difficult, so she says. And then we've got one of these. Got a box. We've had a box in the pantry for a long time. Well, not since Gordon sent me those Doctor Who videos, anyway. But yeah, so this was on eBay. Mrs. Bear found this for me. I can't remember what we were talking about now. I think it was it Thursday or Friday of last week, and I can't remember what you're watching now. And I said, oh, do you know, I could really do with picking up these compilations and what have you, and 8-bit ones, obviously. I thought I could do with getting some of those. I'd like me. You've seen my live videos over the last 12 months, so a lot of 8-bit stuff coming in. But I also like the old-style compilations because back years and years ago, a compilation would mean anything between 4 and 8 games on there. Usually, stuff that had been released full price and was available at budget, and you could get, you know, all these games in a box or a pack for, you know, 10 quid or 12.95 or whatever. And there were these fantastic artwork and great names, and very, very, you know, people get very nostalgic for the hit squads. You may have seen a few hit squads on this channel. We also get nostalgic for these compilations, and I've really been looking at them, and every now and then I have to keep checking myself to whether I've got them or not, and whatever. Oh, there's been a touchdown. Field goal. Okay, not very exciting, is it? 44-yard field goal. There we go. Hopefully that's not frozen, but I don't know. I can't remember if I'm talking. But yeah, so really, oh no, there we go. 3-0 to the '84 Super Bowl team. Yeah, so this auction came up on eBay, and she sort of sent it to me. She sent me 2 or 3, and I thought, oh, there's a couple in there I haven't got. One I have got, but my copy isn't complete, and this was just a good price to do it. So it was a buy it now as well. And unbeknownst to me, I just had £5 in my PayPal account, which I hadn't used. Because it's been so long since I bought anything on eBay or used PayPal. Sorry, Scott. I'll just sort that out for you if you are watching. Somebody called running joke, that. So I got this at an absolute, they didn't rely on that 5 quid in. I got it at an absolute knockdown price. I'll tell you what I paid for it at the end, including postage. But yeah, and yeah, it's all tape stuff. And there were a couple of real crackers in here. This has come all the way from LL65 postcode, which is Llandudno, I think. Isn't that right, Llandudno? Or Llanelli? I don't know, somebody Welsh watching will tell me anyway. And there was a couple of extra bits in here which I didn't know they were coming, so that was even better. Let's do the extra bits of stuff, because they were sort of odd randoms. So what I've got here is a copy of Gauntlet on the 64, Commodore 64. There's a mixture of 8-bit stuff in here. And it's got the big instructions as well, so obviously it's just come in a broken tape box. But, you know, this wasn't actually advertised on the auction as far as I can remember anyway, so I'm very pleased to have this. So if you are the person who sent this to me, thank you very much for the odd couple of extras in here. But yeah, I mean, you know, this is something you don't see nowadays, do you? You don't see instructions in games. But, you know, this is what the instruction manual looks like for Gauntlet. And what they would do is they would print the instructions for all the versions on here. So you could get away with doing one of these, and then you'd end up with one of these. And that's the back of it as well. Nice little illustration down the bottom. And this has got, where are we? It's got the English instructions. It's got some French instructions. I believe there's some German on the back as well. Yeah, German as well. German. So there's an awful lot of stuff to go from there. But I can't remember if I've got the big box version of Gauntlet or I've got the re-releases, because there was Gauntlet, then there was the Gauntlet the Deeper Dungeons, and then Gauntlet 2, and then there was eventually a Gauntlet 3, and then Gauntlet Dark Legacy on the PlayStation 2 era. So I'm going to have to see if I've got the original big box version of this, because if I have got the big box version of this, or say the big jewel case version of this and no instructions, I have the instructions. But obviously I've got the game, so the game isn't probably much use to me, although that is the original release, not the re-release, so have to see. So that was good. What else are we getting in? I've got a game here I've never even heard of before. This is great. This has come from the Compilation manufacturing label, a Tawny software product, and this is called Quiz of Europe, which I'm not sure if any Spectrum people are watching. You may be able to advise what that is, but again, no inlay, but it does come with the instructions. And this is called Quiz of Europe, so I'm guessing it's going to be about Europe. I like quizzes, so I might give this one a go at some point. But yeah, I know nothing about this, but again, I didn't expect that to come as well. So worst comes to the worst, I've got a spare jewel case, although it is a bit damaged, a bit dirty. Could do with a clean up, but it's another game, which is rather exciting, isn't it? So again, didn't expect that one, so that was quite good. And then the last of the freebies was this one. I got very excited when I opened this up, and hopefully Dylan's watching. This is World Games on the Commodore 64. But it's not World Games, because there isn't actually, World Games is not actually in here. So I'll show you the back of the box, because you might want to know what it looks like. But it isn't actually in here. And what I've got is a broken box, sadly. Broken box. I'm going to swap it around. But I've actually got two alternative games in here, not alternative software. Alternative games. So I've actually got a copy of Stallone Cobra. Now that is the original release, not the Hit Squad version, which I've got. I did get rather excited. I thought I hadn't got that, but then I remembered I have, because I've done a video on it years and years ago. So Stallone Cobra was in there. Stop calling it Stallone Cobra. Cobra was in there. Terrible game on the Commodore 64, if you've never played it. And then this here, which is from Personal Computer Games. This is the Christmas Mega Gift demo programs from 12 stunning new games. So I've absolutely no idea what that is. But rather fascinatingly, on the one side, which I'm showing you here, you can actually probably just see it there, if it'll focus. This side, Spectrum and BBC. There we go. And on the other side, which has got no label on it, Commodore 64. So potentially there's three in there, because obviously I've got all three systems. So potentially this could actually run across a little series. It looks all right on the inside. I'm not quite sure whether there is any mould on that one. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just a mark on the inside, but that will require some sort of investigation. So again, if that works or not, I don't know. But again, if it does or it doesn't, it was a bonus. So if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't work, albeit. But again, World Games. I'm not sure if I've got a copy of World Games, but I know if I find a loose one somewhere, I can use that box. That's brilliant. So I've got World Games on the Master System, definitely. I know that because I bought it a few months back. So those were all the free bits I didn't expect to get in there. So I'm going to show you what I paid for it. And what have we got? So, and there's four compilations, 2 big box games. And I'm going to show you this because this was probably one of the most exciting things in there. Anybody who's watched the Retro Man Cave lately, Neil. I'm not shouting Neil out because he's a big channel, he doesn't need a shout out, but I know Retro Import Gamer and Retro Ed went down there, and I know a couple other people are planning on going down to look at his museum. It looks fantastic, I've got to say, it really does. He did a video last week on his sort of potty history of British software houses in the 1980s. It wasn't a in-depth research piece. It was just him standing in front of a wall in his museum of all these games he's got on the shelf and just talking about various software publishers. But we did have a couple of these, and as soon as I saw this, I thought, oh, that's rather exciting, isn't it? And this is a Mastertronic game. Now, again, most people know Mastertronic being a budget label from the 8-bit days. This is actually on the MAD label, which was the Mastertronic Added Dimension, which is a slightly more expensive one. So when we say budget, Mastertronic would usually be $199. These, they were sort of different stages, so it's $299 and $499. This is the $499 one, but ironically, this has got a German label on it. Eh? Going international. And it's still in the packet. Look at this. So this is, I think it is Beyond the Ice, or it's called Ice Palace. I think it may be Beyond the Ice Palace, I don't know. No, it's actually called Ice Palace, a different game, Ice Palace. This is still in the original manufacturer's packaging. How cool is that? You don't see that, it's not massively rare. But there, and you'll notice in the top corner it's got the price, which it says there underneath the white label it says $4.99. But that, if I'm very much mistaken, which I'm not, is actually a price in Deutschmarks. Deutschmarks $14.95. Hopefully one of my German viewers will be able to tell me that. But yeah, but how about that? That is still, I'm going to show you the back of it as well. That's not been opened, so that is still in the original packaging. It would have been sent to the shops in. That is just so cool. I had to have it. I had to have that just for a case I haven't got one. But isn't that brilliant? You just, that's probably 35 years old, something like that. 30 years push. I don't even know the game. Because as I said, look confused. There's Beyond the Ice Palace and there's Ice Palace, and they are. You can have a look there. This looks like a role-playing strategy game, whereas Beyond the Ice Palace is a platformer. But there, so hopefully all you 8-bit nuts out there, is a Commodore 64 one. It is a white cassette as well. Hopefully your Commodore 64 nuts out there will appreciate that. I was going to give you a score update then. I think there's a touchdown. Someone scored a touchdown. So that would be Joe Montana throwing the ball out. It's incomplete. Yeah, so the 84-49ers Super Bowl winning team are 10-0 up at the moment. And we have 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the second quarter. There you go. A couple of others now. These are big box. I'll do the compilations last because those are the exciting bits. But these are great as well. I mean, this is fascinating. Did you know games used to come in big hard boxes? Oh yes. long before we started doing cardboard and things. And these are like literally, you know, your old VHS cases. This is the same thing. Now, the sort of thing this is. Now, this is from the War Gamers series. I've never heard of this series or this software house. I've heard of this game, but I'm not sure whether it's the game I'm thinking of. I'm thinking maybe of a LucasArts game. Oh, that's my chair against the box. I was wondering what was happening there. As you may have heard some sort of gurgling, scraping sound in the background. But this is Battle of Britain. Now look at this. I want to give it a big screen. Look at that firm plastic case. It's absolutely unblemished. It really is in lovely condition. I've got quite a few of these. Seek out my old Commodore 64 videos from 2018 and my Spectrum collection videos. There's a few hard cases like that. That's the back of it. It looks like it's a strategy flight simulator. So you've got flying sections, which you can see there, but it also appears to be some sort of strategic map of Britain there. So obviously this is simulating what happened in 1940 when the Germans, the Germans tried to invade Britain at the start of the first sort of 12 months of the Second World War by decided to bomb Britain first of all before trying to invade, because the brave RAF people, who you know, so many gave so few gave their lives to save millions of others from invasion, did enough damage to the Luftwaffe to convince the Germans not to actually invade Britain and try and just bomb them out of the war. It's going to be great to experience that. So this is really I'm very much into history, so this is fantastic. So the same people who made Battle for Midway and Theatre Europe. Now Theatre Europe was reviewed in the June 1985 edition of Zap 64, and that got a gold medal. I'm not sure how well this did, but yeah, and I'll show you the inside as well, because so there we've got some PSS games. So there's the manual. A little bit creased down the side, but that's how it is. Fascinatingly enough, there is actually one of these warranty cards, which I know those of us who collect this sort of stuff love this. This is what you used to do. You'd sort of send it off. It says, "Dear customer, thank you for purchasing a product. You'll find a series of questions below. These are designed to help us produce the type of programs you want. Simply fill it in and pop it in a post box." So you'd put your details down, fill it all in, and then they'd send you stuff to the post. And it was free post as well, and based in Coventry. How about that? Eh? Lovely. And then there's the actual, obviously it is a bit of a waste of packaging, and then they get tiny tape in there. Again, tape looks in really, really good condition. And it's a 1985 release as well, so I don't know anything about this one. If anybody's played this particular version of it at all, do let me know. I'll be interested to find out. I always am. Like I said, I'm very familiar with the LucasArts game, which came out probably later in the 1980s, which came out on the Amiga and Commodore Disk. But yeah, so that was great. So that was brilliant. I love stuff like that. And there's another one in here, but this is cardboard related, same sort of thing. And I've never even heard of this one. This is from Addison Wesley Software, a game by Humphrey Walwyn. And it's on the Commodore 64, and this is called Military Coup. Now, just sort of gloss over it. These aren't my sort of games I'm going to play. This goes from the era where you don't get screenshots on the back. You've got no idea what this game is going to be until you actually load it up. But if you're tired of zapping aliens and looking for something a little more serious, and the search is at an end, Military Coup gives you action and excitement, victories and defeats, and a challenging combination that even fantasy games find hard to match. In a game of strategy and daring, you face a hostile and corrupt government. That sounds very, very true to life, doesn't it? Intent on crushing all opposition. Yeah. The action takes place in a city. It could be the Middle East, it could be South America, it could be even much closer to home in the not too distant future. I wonder what Humphrey knew. He knew an awful lot, didn't he? Here we are 40 years later, and he's describing what's going on at the moment. Your micro takes apart the government headed by the evil President Xerxes. Oh yes. As your rebel forces move through the streets, capturing buildings, stiff resistance will be encountered. So it looks really, really fascinating. This would have set you back £14.95, by the way, just thanks for the old barcodes there. GB net £14.95. Now what have we got on the inside? Box is a little bit, I thought it was really good when it came, just a little tear at the top there. It's a bit of a shame. But don't forget, this is nearly 40 years old. You know, I've got a few tears and things going on, and I'm nearly 50. Nice manual. Really, really nice. That booklet there for something like that is in really, really good condition. That is really, really good. And the tape, I mean, the tape itself is beautifully clean. There's no finger marks or dirt or anything like that on it at all. Compared to a couple of the tapes I've shown there. Again, that's how they come through. Sometimes you have to, you know, you do pick games up like that. It's a little bit tactful. I mean, wow, I'd never even heard of that game. Anybody's played this, heard of it? Let me know. I'll be interested to find out what it is. Of course, obviously, we all sitting there saying, load it up then, that's what it's there for. Yes, I know. I could be there for days playing that. So that was really good. So fascinating to have that. That's great. I've got quite a few strategic war type programs like that, which I've got no interest in playing, but maybe one day, we'll never know. That was a big completion now, wasn't it? 12, 29 yard punt. There we go. Still 10-0. Whoa, some heat coming off that. Right, so let's get on to the compilation things. There's 4 compilations to show you. 2 of these I've shown on the channel before, but one's for another system, one's the upgrade. And I thought these were all Commodore. It's all been Commodore up till now, apart from that one Spectrum game and the one with the dual sides. There is a Spectrum compilation which I didn't realise, and luckily for me, it's actually not one that I've got. So in a way, it's been a bit of a bonus. Let's show you one I've actually got elsewhere first of all. Now I got this. When did I get this? I can't remember. Last year. No, it wasn't. It's probably been this year sometime. Probably got it up Vintage Gamer. They're mounting the stuff they don't have out. And I'd never seen it before, so I got that for the Amstrad. And this is exactly the same compilation, except this is for the Commodore 64. Not great condition. It looks like it's been through the wars a bit. But absolutely happy to have it. And this is the Max compilation. And we've got Turrican 2, ST Dragon, Swiv, and Night Shift. So you've got 2 shooters, a side-scrolling shooter, and a bit of a strategy game. But I mean, you can just see there below each game there's loads of like little graphics and awards which they used to give out in the magazines. I mean, these are all particularly well rated and well regarded games across all formats, not just for the Commodore 64, which this one is. As you can see, there's sellotape to hold the box together as such. But yeah, I mean, I've never heard this before, and I've now come across it twice in probably the last 6 months. Tapes are in a bag. Someone's put. I'm not sure whether the seller put these in a bag or not, but that's if they had them, fantastic. Stopped everything banging around in there. All tapes, and there's only 2 tapes on for one tape. One side for each game per tape, and then also as well, I've actually got a little bag for the manual, which is brilliant. Manual is in really good condition, and also it's got one of those lovely warranty cards tacked in as well, US gold one. But that is a really nice condition manual. I don't want to take it out because it's really, really lovely. But yeah, again, this is probably going to be about 30 years old as a compilation. Let's have a quick look at the tapes. Yep, there we go. This side Turrican, next side Night Shift. There we go. So we know they're there. But yeah, I mean, that's just brilliant. So again, very well looked after in very, very nice condition. Shame about the box, but you know, as we know with our old Nintendo cardboard, 30-year-old boxes are what they are. They can't all be. And I must remember to get it around the right way. There we go. So there's the back of the box. You can see some screenshots as well. Not an awful lot you can see. There's a boot sticker there as well, which I didn't realise. There we go. $16.99 that would have cost you back then. And as you can see, there's a little note there. It says over 40. Is that 60 or 40? Over 40 badged accolades, which is the awards the magazines used to give. There we go. So you know you've got 4 games in there, and I know, you know, Turrican 2, Swiv, definitely 64 classics. So brilliant to have that one. As I've already got it on the Amstrad. That was good. Next one. I love this. Again, I mean, this the look of this box sort of screams that era. So I think we're talking probably 1990. Very, very colourful looking box. 4 games on this one, and this is Mega Mix compilation from Ocean. There we go. And again, box is actually really nice. Obviously there's a bit of squishing there going on. But Ocean Mega Mix, a bit of squishing going on. But generally speaking, in terms of your corners, which is what you look for, a little bit of marking around there. But you know, none of these, the box ends are flipping over. They're all glued down nicely. So we got Operation Wolf, which is the big figure in the middle, the guy with the gun. We've got Dragon Ninja over here. Then we've got the real Ghostbusters, for those of you who know your cartoons. And then, of course, we've got Barbarian 2 over here. Which is that Wolf, is it? I'm not sure Wolf's that when he was on the first one or not. I don't know, Wolf and Gladiators. And there we go. Now, I think the seller's done this beautifully, because what they've done is they've actually wrapped everything in bubble wrap to stop the tapes banging around the box. That's superb. Really, really well done. So thank you again, seller from eBay. You've done a cracking job, and it's great to see that effort there. And we also got the old manuals in there as well. So there's a little manual for it. And again, not put a little dog here at the corner, but that's been used, hasn't it? That's what we like. But yeah, so you do see that one, but again, really, really good condition. And I'll show you the back of the box. There we go. So you've got Operation Wolf, which is a I don't know, it's best side-scrolling 3D shooter, which is interesting. The real Ghostbusters, that's an interesting one, because that was the license bolted onto let's say fairly obscure, fairly ordinary arcade game, and it turned out to be a fairly ordinary game. Barbarian 2, which was a one-on-one fighting game, hack and slash, and then Dragon Ninja, which is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, which I think I've played on a Commodore Corner. I'm pretty sure I've got all 4 of those, but I don't think I've got Ghostbusters on the 64. I've got Ghostbusters on the Spectrum, so there we go. You tend to lose track of these multiple releases. Very, very strange. Right, the final Commodore 64 one I'm going to show you, and then I've got one more to show you after that, and then that's it, and you can go and do something else. Now this one I've already got, but it is actually markedly better condition than the one I have, and it's also got an extra thing inside, which is very, very important. I got this at Birmingham Gaming Market, which was when Birmingham Gaming Market was that summer, June? I can't even remember what it was now. Anyway, Birmingham Gaming Market this year, the only thing I went and picked, the only thing I got was this. So I'm going to tell me it was last year sometime. I hope not, time flies. No, it's definitely this year, I'm sure it was anyway. Not this really particularly important, I'm just rummaging on here because I can't remember things about it. Anyway, so we've got the Winners Compilation. Now, I think if everybody remembers back to my other one, the box is really battered, but not bad. It's a slight blemish on this box here, which is with that little bit of ripping in the corner there, but generally speaking, all the way around, this is really, really nice. And you can see, Mr. Bads mentioned this in his, is it Mr. Bads? Yes, box, yes it was. Talking about box shine. I mean, you can see there the glare it's getting off. If you compare it, say, to something like that, so again, we've got nice glare on that. So it just goes to show a little bit look. But that is a really, really nice one. That is lovely. Really quite smooth as well. This is a Commodore 64. This came out of Tandy, and this would have set you back £8.50. £6.50. I would suggest probably they'd reduce the price on that, because this was probably likely to be a $14.99 when it came out. I mean, getting 5 games. In 5 games for $14.99. It's £3 each. It's good value. This is what they used to do back in the day. So we got Thunderblade, we got Lead Storm, we got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Blasteroids, and Impossible Mission 2. Now Thunderblade and Lead Storm I played on Commodore Corner. Temple of Doom I played at the time, which was a terrible game. Blasteroids is actually quite a fun update of Asteroids, and Impossible Mission is a sequel to one of the best platform games you ever like to play. So there we go. Now what's interesting about this one is the fact it's got, first of all, I'm going to show you this because, let's see, got a little US gold booklet, gold standard. So, and this is sort of like that, and just gives you an overlay of all the games you can get coming out for it. So let's try and run that through there. So you've got the Winners Compilation, obviously, which we've got there. We've got the games, Heavy Metal. There's another compilation game there, which I can't actually see. I don't think I've got that one. Coin Op Hits, which we've got Outrun, Thunderblade, Road Blasters, Spy Hunter, and Bayonet Commando. So quite a few good games there, depending on what system. We've got Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the action game, and the arcade game. We've also got Ghouls and Ghosts, Turbo Outrun, Strider as well. That was good. And we've got on the other side, we've got Moonwalker, which is the first day we got Moonwalker. Got another one, Epix Action, which will contain, again, Impossible Mission 2, California Games, Winter Games, Street Sports Basketball, and 4x4 Off-Road Racing. I had a look at that. That was on a bundle that I had a quick look at. We've got Battle of Midway, Maniac Mansion, Forgotten Worlds, My eyesight is terrible, so I can't read what that is. What is that? Hills Far. Never even heard of that one. And then Pool of Radiance and Dragons of Flame. There we go. But again, lovely piece of history. Again, it's really good condition. It's going to take some touch now. What's different for my copy of Winners and this copy of Winners is the fact that my copy of Winners doesn't have the right instructions. Because even though I did open the box up and check it got instructions, I ain't got the wrong ones. So hurrah, I've now got a copy of the right instructions. And again, they're all there in different languages. So that was very important to make sure I got that. So I can now slightly upgrade my box. And again, sign of somebody knows what they're doing, put a bubble wrap in there to protect him, and there's 2 tapes there as well. So again, about as good as you can get for something which is about 30 odd years old. Really, really nice condition. So I didn't mind getting that one again, because I know I can upgrade my copy and I can move it onto somebody I know will take care of it as well. So there we go. And then the final one I thought was Commodore 64. Turns out it's actually Spectrum. But it's not a problem because I have Spectrum. I have a raft of Spectrum, so I have more Spectrums than I know what to do with. And this is, again, this will just take people back immediately looking at it. This cost you £12.95 from the Soft Centre computer software shop in Wales. So this has come from wherever it was. On the Spectrum, for the 48128, and this is, now, it depends how you want to pronounce it. We pronounce it Taito on here. So I'm pretty sure it's Taito. Taito coin-op hits. Now, doesn't that just scream quality? And what we've got on here, we've got Rastan, we've got Flying Shark, we've got Arkanoids 1 and 2, we've got Bubble Bobble, we've got Slap Fight, we've got The Legend of Cage, and we've got Renegade. How about that? And that would have set you about £12.95 years ago. 8 games for 13 quid. I mean, how could you ignore that? Not the best box, because obviously we've got a bit of a damage going on there down that particular side. But that I'm happy to forego that. And I remember saying to Mrs. Bear at the time when she found these, I said, "Oh yeah, Taito coin-op hits. I really want that one. I need to get that." And she luckily, within about 5 minutes later on eBay, she sent me a link saying, "Here you go." No manual, but obviously we've got the 2 tapes in there. And again, you've actually got 2 games on each side, which is how they managed to cram it into that. Isn't that brilliant? So yeah, not the greatest box in the world. I ain't bothered about that. And there's some screenshots from the back. But again, absolutely lovely piece of history. And that'll go in my compilation set. And again, that's like I said, I thought it was Commodore 64, but no, it is Spectrum. So I'm very happy with that. Now, everything I've shown you there, so obviously all me things here, we got this is what this, and of course the Ice Palace game. This is what I was bidding on. That's what I bid on. Okay, and obviously we got those loose tapes earlier I showed you. And like I said, I have £5 in my PayPal account. So everything that came through today on eBay, including postage, all that stuff, cost me £8.95. £8.95. That's a crazy price. That really is. And I know if I bought those compilations separately, they'd set me back, I don't know. They set me back a fair bit more than that, I know that for sure. So thank you to the eBay seller who sent me those. Absolutely thrilled. I think I ordered them on the Thursday, they've arrived on the Monday. Superb service, really, really happy. And again, some great stuff to go into the 8-bit section of my gatherings, or collections anyway. I've probably gone on way too long. I thought it'd be a quick video, but I've gone way too long anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Any memories there for you? If you've played any of those games before, or you'd recommend me playing something first, or if you remember having those, or if indeed those are yours too, do let me know. And also your thoughts on VR as well. I'd like to get your thoughts on VR. If you have a go with the old Oculus, or we've been playing on the PlayStation 4, we'd like to see what you think, because I thought it was absolutely tip top. And there we go. What's the score? We got a score update. Oh, there we go. That was a good little run there. 26 runs for 9 yards. Oh, 7-10. We're into the 4th quarter now. There we go. Could be a close finish. I'll have to sit and watch this. In the meantime, thanks very much indeed for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, tick the bell, your choice at the end of the day. It would be greatly appreciated if you did. And I'll be back soon with some other stuff. But until then, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. But until then, take care, mind what you're doing, and bye for now.